How do you start a podcast again? I don't know. What a weird... It's an awkward beat, isn't it?
You always start it.
I do. But
it's never me. I like that, though.
I usually have some form of topic, but I'm a bit perplexed.
I like it because then I don't have to worry about starting the show.
Oh, well, that's...
I just sit here and you're like, I can
you just
start
sit there and have a good time.
Yeah, and I make little comments like, yes, and correct, and...
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get to have it so easy, Conor. Mm-hmm. It's just so easy being Conor, right?
Well, I make notes and I recap. But we kind of changed our format a little bit. Now we kind of do it differently, but I don't know if we'll go back to doing that when we do our actual rewatch, but we're kind of like more just like tackling like more topics in the episode rather than going through...
They're real world themes, right?
Yeah, well, the flux is real, you know. The flux is global warming, probably. It's probably some fucking Praxis connection to it all. The Praxis was the flux.
That's right. That will be Dylan's favourite thing. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see...
As you should.
As you should. We've like, I don't know, upped the budget this week. This won't be every week. But for this week, it looks all nice for you.
So the fancy episodes that are going to be filmed is this one, and I believe the final, which
we're going to do with Dan.
Yeah, at his house in his studio.
That's right. But whenever we do film in person now, which every season we review, I guess like usually we do like 1 or 2 episodes a season we film in person.
We normally try and do the Christmas specials, I know.
Yeah. And we'll do it in here, so it looks nice and pretty for you.
It looks really nice, actually. I always like it in here.
Faces, then that's cool. We've got the poster behind us, little Dalek up the front.
Hell yeah.
Isn't it lovely?
It's great, actually. You know, I always... I love this space down here. I really wish I had some room in my house to like do something big like this, but it looks really good, actually.
I'm very lucky. We're talking really about... Nice. Once upon time. Wait, where's the comma? Is it after once or upon?
Once is the comma and then upon time, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like once
Not
upon
to be
time.
confused with twice upon a time.
Literally,
not 2 seasons ago.
When I typed up once upon time, it took me ages to find the TARDIS wiki page because it was just the TARDIS wiki page for freaking...
Yeah, I saw a few pickies as well when I tried to grab some stuff for Instagram this morning. Mm-hmm. It was like a load of twice upon a time stuff, which
Can you blame him?
I don't know. I wonder how Moffat looked at it, because I know he's watching week by week, which is really sweet, by the way.
It is cool.
But I wonder if he's like, hang on a minute.
I wonder how much Russell knows. Because surely he's taking over, they must have to brief him.
I reckon, yeah.
But then, you know, he's all like, you know, I want to watch the show as a fan, so I wonder if he's like, just let me know how it all turns out.
Yeah, it turns out.
And then I want to get the twists as they come. And
I guess we still don't really know how much the flux will affect. I was literally thinking that today. Like, we don't even know if the flux even get mentioned in, like, Russell's era, if it's really, like... They're making it sound like it's this massive thing that's happened to the universe, but will it even get mentioned next season? We don't know. Or will it even affect the specials much?
I think it'll affect the specials, but I'd hope that... I kind of hope that by Russell's season, it is just, like, not a clean slate, but I think, you know, we start things up again.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about Chibs' time on the show is how it's paced. I really enjoy that his first series... is just like loose stories that have nothing to do with each other. I think that's refreshing. Mm-hmm. His second series has like a few 2-parters and a few stories.
Yeah, quite connected here and there.
Quite connected. And then this series, even though he says it was only because of COVID,
boy,
but it is one big boy story.
That's a good point.
I reckon that was originally his plan. I reckon he's just chatting shit about COVID. I don't know.
Easy to sell if you can be like, there was a pandemic, and you're like, all right, we'll let it slide. I think it was the best. I was just saying your dad then, like, I think it's the best thing ever that they did, like the 6-episode thing, because we were just saying, like, there doesn't feel like there's a lot of filler. I hope people don't say this episode's a filler episode. I don't think it was.
Dude, I saw people saying it was.
Yeah,
and
I
was
heard
like,
that. I'm like, what's that about?
This is the most unfiller episode, in my opinion, of the 3. Because it's, you know, spoilers for this episode.
Spoiler alert.
You know, I'm sure you'd be aware.
Yeah.
But why would you click on this video if you didn't want
a spoiler-free review?
But no, that's not what you're getting.
No.
But like we got Fugitive Doctor background story. We got Division stuff. We got a bit of background. You know, like it pushed the Weeping Angel stuff forward. The stuff with the Maori. We got way more background on the villains. It was really cool, by the way, to see Swarm be the old Swarm. I totally forgot about that, and so when it was old Swarm, I thought that was fucking... That was sick.
Yeah, it was really smart in places.
Very clever.
It like... best way to describe it, I'm not saying it is as good as Heaven Sent by any means, but I feel like this is Chib's so far like Heaven Sent. I think like this is his best script.
It's...
Writing-wise, definitely.
Bloody obscure. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah,
it does so many different. I don't know. It's just so random.
it is. And I had a feeling though, like instantly when I started, I'm like, I'm really gonna like this.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed like an episode I would just really like, and I had a feeling that you and like Dan and stuff would really like it. But unfortunately, I've seen on like Twitter and stuff, and like on Tyler's posting, it's quite
People having a sook.
yeah, it's quite different to the last 2 episodes. People seem to like really not like it, and I kind of like scratching my head going why.
But
like,
I think it's because like structurally, it's like a weird episode. It's not like anything that we've kind of seen
right.
before. I think because the way that I sum this up to, I think you guys and to Dylan, I've said, I think it's such a clever episode because there was so much exposition and things like that needed to be told in the story. And I feel like this episode did it so well without it just being like a word vomit, like a word dump of information.
He seems to really learn from writing, I think. It really, I totally agree. There was just smart ways of doing it. There was only one time I was kind of like, oh, it's a bit, you know, show don't tell kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I thought it was really good. It's so every week I'm gonna watch and be like, I really hope this is one I really hope it's not one I don't like, because I feel like so far I've got like 3 that I really liked in a row.
Yeah,
gone for a hat trick. Next
I didn't think you would like this one.
Why is that? Because you messaged me earlier and said, whilst I was still watching it, you said I thought you didn't. I don't know. Dylan was shocked as well. I'm like, all right, I still love the show.
Well,
like,
we'd been talking before you'd when you were watching it.
Yeah.
I was saying to Dylan, I was like, I don't think he's going to like this one.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I think just because it was weird and it was you know, something that we were saying that we really liked about these first 2 was it did have that heart of the Russell T Davies era, whereas this one I don't think did have that. And I think that's why I didn't think you would like it, because it is just so weird.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I think it is cool that you still liked it.
I think you're right. Yeah, I don't think it did, but I still was fine with it. I thought it was really good. It's probably my least favorite of the Flux so far. But doesn't mean by any means I didn't like it. I thought it was really, really good, and it was definitely the best written out of. I feel like the writing is improving every episode.
Yeah.
Because I said last week, I think episode 2 is better than written in episode 1.
Yeah.
But man, are they good, and it was smart and clever. I loved writing like this. The way that characters were playing like different people, but it was played by characters you know.
That was smart. Yeah.
I thought that was fucking clever as hell. Really I loved that. I thought that was awesome.
I actually completely agree with what you said. This is probably my least favorite of the 3, but that doesn't mean I don't like it at all. To be honest, like they're kind of, I think War of the Sontarans is like maybe a clear favorite for mine, but episodes 1 and 3 aren't that far behind it. You know, like it is like a.
Oh, I agree,
don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like 1 great episode and 2 shit episodes. They're all really good.
I've got a really good feeling that. I mean, next week again looks great. We'll get to it obviously, but like, I'm just like, damn, like, and I'm so. What I love as well about this series, I'm like, what is episodes 5 and 6 going to be?
Dude,
I have no idea.
I reckon, this is probably jumping ahead a little bit, but the only thing that I can decipher from episode 5 is it's called Survivors of the Flux. They announced.
That's right, yeah.
And in this episode that just came out, what's she called? Not Belle. Belle. It is Belle.
Yeah, Belle.
She said something like, we're the survivors of the Flux, or something like that. And I was like, oh, so episode 5, I reckon is going to be very Belle and Vinder orientated, which is cool. But then as for like episode 6, like I don't know how it's all going to pan out. So much to dissect. Shall we go from the top?
Sure.
But first.
Sure.
Crazy.
50%,
Is that how you hear it?
50%, pop, cat.
Usually, yeah.
That's so funny.
What, is it weird if you're not hearing it through headphones?
It just sounds like more epic when I got my headphones in at home.
It's because it's so bassy when you have headphones on, where if this is just like a little teeny computer
I can just imagine you in your office just playing it. It's like hell quiet.
Yeah.
And I can hear it from my AirPods like,
sick.
This is sick. Wow.
That's it.
Love it. Love it.
So TARDIS Wiki has told us that Once Upon Time is the 3rd episode of Series 13 of Doctor Who. It formed the 3rd chapter of the 6-part serial Doctor Who Flux. The chapter saw the 13th Doctor revisiting lost memories in her own time stream. As such, it reintroduced the fugitive Doctor and began to piece together how she fits the siege of Atropos, and how she fits in with the siege of Atropos and the origin of the Flux long ago. This episode was written once again by Chris Chibnall and directed by Azur Salim.
Not from episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, so Jamie Magnus Stone directed episode 1 and 2 and will be directing next week's episode.
Okay.
Azur Salim will be directed this episode, and will be directing 5 and 6. So they've taken on 3 each.
Okay.
And
I was wondering about
this, what I kind of like about this director is he's kind of new.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty he's like worked his way up. He's not like in Series 6, you know, when we were watching Series 6 and we kept looking at the directors, and they would just have one directing credit, and it would be the one episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
This guy has like done stuff, but he's like working his way up, and I believe it was, I don't know who it was. It might have been Jamie Magnus Stone. It was someone on the crew that had carried over from Series 12, had turned to Chibnall and Matt Strivens and been like, hey, so like I've been seeing this guy's stuff. It's really cool. You should check him out. And they watched a bunch of his stuff, and they're like, fuck yeah, let's bring him in. So I think this is definitely the biggest thing that he's done, and he's very active on Twitter, and he's actually like posting some cool behind the scenes photos and stuff. So go check out Azur Salim on Twitter.
To follow.
Probably said that wrong.
I like the direction a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think it was good.
I really did. Yeah.
My only big direction thing, and it's such a hard thing to critique.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, showing COVID, and they're on big space planets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Very studio bound, which meant a lot of CGI. But what I appreciated was that with the CGI, I feel like normally in Who they would do like I don't know, they'd just do like a random space backdrop. But I think they were like, we're just going to go all out, and they made they made a Polos, a Tropos, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
They made that CGI landscape look like someone from Dune, from Dune.
Depending where you're from, because Americans call it Dune, like sand dunes.
Dune, no, sand dune.
Sand dunes. We call them the sand dunes. Yeah.
But like, because there was like dust storms in the background, and like that stuff. Like, it wasn't, you know, the best cinema CGI you've ever seen, but it did the job. There was definitely some ropey CGI in this episode in a lot of places, but that backdrop didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. Yeah,
I appreciate them trying a lot, you know? I really do. It's really looking good, though. Like, I think it's so cool to live in a time where Doctor Who is like this. And I think Russell Zero is going to get even better, like, with the budget they're getting, which we keep hearing is going to be quite... you know,
quite big,
quite nice. So that's got me excited.
One last thing on direction, and this goes for the series as a whole. They've just added color back into the show.
Oh yeah, that's so true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
no,
of course,
seriously, like I was just watching this, and even just like dialogue scenes where it's just like shot reverse shot. Yeah, there's just so much nice color on their faces. It's not overly dark like the past two series have been. I just think on a production standpoint, they've kind of looked at maybe what either fans have said or they've just, you know, revisited it themselves and been like, oh, I think maybe we were too moody there, and the color grade is nicer and brighter, and it's just, I don't know. The show feels like a world at the moment with all these monsters crossing over, and being able to see all these different colorful planets. It just, I don't know. I feel like, and Dan said this earlier, I feel like we finally are getting the big expanded universe look of Doctor Who, because it's never quite sold me in that way of being a big universe. I've always thought it like tries to be, but doesn't quite succeed. I don't know.
I get you, yeah. And it was funny, like hearing Bell talking about the Cybermen, the Daleks, and the Sontarans and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, of course the Cybermen are here. Yeah, of course the Daleks are here. But it's like, you're right. You didn't really get that feel of like, you know, they kind of just like rock up. Yeah, and it's pretty much always on Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really get them. You don't really understand that, like, you know, they actually are in other places.
On this, they go to like the Dalek quadrant, the Cyberman quadrant. There's all different quadrants that are occupied by different species. And that's dope, man.
Good old Daleks. I know they were bronze as well.
Yeah, but CGI bronze.
CGI bronze, yeah.
That's the start of the episode. Hey, shall we?
Yeah, I just got that written here. The Daleks. That was just a cool little surprise.
That was. Yeah, I didn't expect to see him.
Is that the whole Terry Nation thing, you reckon, or?
I don't know, because they've been getting away with the. So Conor's talking about how there at least used to be a few years ago. I think we heard of this last. Was it was a deal with Terry Nation that there has to be, for the BBC to keep the rights to Dalek stories, they have to do one Dalek story a series, but series 11 and 12 of, I don't know, maybe because the specials have been shot in a block with the rest of the series, so maybe they get away with it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how they got away with it, but
yeah, and I'm pretty sure we have Daleks in the New Year special, which has been confirmed by Doctor Who magazine that we are getting a New Year special.
The synopsis says elves, but
elves?
I know. What? Whack. I know. It's like in a Christmas special. Did you not read the little synopsis? Like,
no.
Yeah, they released like two actors' names in it, and it also said like the Doctor has to do with like elves. So It might be like a post-Christmas elf story, but that doesn't mean Daleks might not be in it. Yeah, you never know. But
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure that was real. Because I think it was in that magazine that you said it was on the cover of. I think they had a little synopsis for it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I was wondering about that. I was like, oh, so if they're in the New Year special, which, again, we don't know, does that count as the thing? But it was cool to see. I saw people saying like the Daleks and the Cybermen were pointless in this episode, but I was like, it was fun. Like,
It's fine, yeah.
I didn't get bothered by it, you know?
Because I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Continue.
That's all right. No, I guess like it doesn't necessarily really need to be in there, but like you said, it really does help give you that vibe of
it's the world building.
Yeah, I'd argue it does really help with the world building and that there's a threat, and it would make total sense that the Sontarans and Daleks and Cybermen would all take advantage of the Flux and stuff and try and take it. There's like a great line later on which I got written here about how like, you know, they're all just like kind of like for the wasteland, they'll all fight at the end once they like conquer everyone else. Then it would just be all these species left, like the Sontarans and all that shit, all fine to have be the king of the wasteland and all that.
Totally.
So yeah, it was cool to see them briefly. It's been fun to see the Daleks rock up here and there. But,
Totally.
You know, it's like that. It wasn't that design I was expecting though. It was the bronze, which that took me by surprise. But
I wish that they'd shot that sequence at nighttime because it would be so much easier to hide the CGI. That's why a lot of the stuff you see is at nighttime. A lot of the big VFX stuff is at nighttime. That's correct.
Yes.
And this was just broad daylight in a forest, which it did look pretty, but for that one shot with the Daleks, it just takes you out of the episode because they do look very VFX.
Yeah, I saw the one tearing it a new one, and I'm like, guys, come on, like, you know, Dylan made a really good point today to me, and I was literally thinking it to myself. I was like, you know, I'm really loving this season, but I know people can entirely be entitled to their own opinion, but I still do feel like there are people who are just not liking it because it's Jodie and Chibnall.
Yeah, no, I've seen like the odd... There's like the odd people that don't even give it a chance. Like they watch it to find the shit to shit on. You know?
I know that's bad to say, but I think that's true.
If you watch anything with that intention, you're gonna find stuff to shit on. You know, you got to go into each episode of Who with like a fresh slate. I think, and you never know what you might find. That's what I think. Maybe, and I'm not saying you've ever gone into the past series negative, but maybe feeling optimistic about Flux when you do revisit 11 and 12, maybe you might actually find some nuggets in there that you hadn't maybe appreciated before.
I thought that exact same thing as well. I was like, it'll be interesting now, because I don't necessarily think my expectations were any different to, say, season 12 even.
No.
You know, I've just really enjoyed the storyline a lot more. And I think you're right. I think once I know it's going to go into like season 13, and by the way, I enjoyed quite a lot of season 12. It was just 11 I'm not really too keen on, but there's still stuff that I like. Like Rosa and Demons of the Punjab and all that, and Kablam. Those episodes I really like. Cool. So, you know, like It Takes You Away is really good as well. That's 4. That's like nearly half the series. So, you know, I agree. There should be a lot of stuff now I can look forward to on the rewatch. But I'm glad we're reviewing this first on the show. Because when we review season 11, 12, I'm going to be a little bit more negative. I can be like, reminder, I loved Flux.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the rest of it. I don't see it changing anytime soon, but, you know.
I think as well,
famous last words, but...
I think as well, talking about those series now are going to be just a bit more pleasant. Because it's not going to be like, what's Chibnall thinking? You know, he's such a mess of a showrunner. There'll be, I guess, the odd the odd moment like that, but like we all know that eventually it's going to culminate into hopefully a really good 6-part story. So sick, man, let's do it.
So Jodie gets the idea of throwing everyone into the heart of the time storm, which I thought was awesome. We're going to see a weeping angel
that didn't look too great,
just hanging there like this.
It's like just hanging out,
just hanging them out.
That's where the I won't go on too much about the VFX because I know it is. They had a lot to do, and they accomplished so much for it. And they've done a great job.
Yeah, they really have.
Almost every shot is a VFX shot, which you just would never have expected back in the day. But this time storm VFX, the green screen like matting just wasn't. Just didn't look great. It didn't look great. That's the last thing I'll say. But those sequences in there did take me out of the episode a little bit.
What do you think of the Angels rocking on? Because I know they're going to be in next week's, and they definitely like it. They just pop up in the TARDIS at the end. I'm like, what the fuck is this about?
That.
Yeah,
I
interested. Hey,
I feel like the Angels have only popped up this week to be like, oh, we're gonna be in next week.
Yeah.
And I just wish that they just done the bit in episode 1 and then go straight into episode 4. Or if it's essential that the angel takes the TARDIS, that maybe they go into the TARDIS and the angel is already in there or something.
There.
Like, it just... I don't know. It was just weird. I guess maybe they wanted... Because it's to do with Yaz in this episode. The angel's coming for Yaz.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe that plays into episode 4, so that needed to be established. But it's hard to say right now. But I didn't like the angels in this episode. I didn't think they looked nice.
It did seem a bit odd. But, you know, obviously it's like... I think I kind of got like... I got covered in like nostalgia because I love the angels so much. So it was really cool to see them. But I was like, this is a bit strange. And like, it did seem like, you know... You're right. They were just going to be in the next episode, and they could have just done like a little scene at the end. But like, they seem to be. I was like, hang on a minute. So the angels, I mean, they may do. The next episode we might find out. But it's like, why are they just here all of a sudden? This has got stuff to do with the swarm and all that. It's like they just randomly pop up, and it's like at the end you're kind of left being like, well, why were they there? Like, doesn't really add up and didn't really add much to the story. But
yeah,
as a fan of the angels, it was kind of hard to hate it. But
yeah.
Yeah, this would be kind of like the gang being like other people and stuff, and I thought, again, like I said, I thought that was awesome.
Do you know what looked silly? Sorry, just before we get into that point.
More CGI.
It's not a CGI thing. I guess maybe it plays into that a little bit, but when they all get miniaturized as they go into time, as they fall into time,
Yes.
one by one, that looked a bit daft, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a few shots of like Jodie like hovering like a ghost, like
yeah,
especially when she's talking to Vinder in that scene.
Yeah,
she's like, hey, over here. Don't mind me. I'm just like a ghost. You just tell Jodie's on like a
big harness.
A harness on a green screen doing this. Like, all right, Jodie, in this scene you're going to be talking to Vinder. Okay, got it. Action.
All right, enough bullying the CGI. You did great. I do love it.
They really did.
They did a good job.
It's just funny though. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's Doctor Who. You know,
it's Doctor Who.
Man, like one of the funniest bits in, I think it's like Ark in Space. That was one of the first times I think I watched a classic Hugh story, and this was like a decade ago. It's Tom Baker's story. It's his second story, actually.
I know.
And
I didn't.
Sorry, I just remembered something. But there's like literally like a shot of like one of the spacemen. I don't know what they're fucking called. I'm not a nerd.
Cybermen.
Nope, just a spaceman shooting something, and it literally looks like someone's just gone on paint and just like literally got the like cyan blue brush and just gone across the there's no texture. It looks so bad, and I love it.
Yeah, you got to.
You gotta love it. It's who.
You let it slide. People take again, and maybe I've been a bit of a. I can't say I haven't done this in the past. I'm like, man, it's a TV show about a man or a woman at points who just gets in a phone box and travels through space and time. Like, do we have to be so like, damn, like, oh, this doesn't add up? And it's like, well, all right, calm down.
I think it's when you got a good story, and this is the most like basic. I'm gonna sound like Casey Neistat here or something, but when you got a good story, kids, that stuff doesn't matter.
Story is key.
Story is everything.
And it cuts to the intro.
Yeah. That was good. That was a good little thing there.
Thank you. I used to copy them quite a lot. So,
I know, so did I.
So, you know, I
still do.
Kind of used to it. Oh, God.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I like the whole world was changing. Like, it reminds me of like dreams where like 1 minute it's dark and it's night and then you're in another place and like you're kind of flipping all over. The whole like Di and dancing. We still don't know why Di was taken.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just like a thing to like fuck with Dan or something.
I don't know, but they do make a big point now. Like Vinder literally says, like, I promise you, I'll get her back. Like, we'll get her back. So like, they're definitely gonna like bring it in somehow. But I guess it must connect in a way. But I don't know. But
yeah,
I liked all those scenes where it was like, you know, oh, you know, it was on Earth and then like back in Liverpool and it was night, it was day, different places. Like, just like dreams work. And also, I don't know. I was literally saying this down the other day because they do this in The Sopranos quite a bit. They do a lot of dream sequences, and sometimes people in dreams play different people, but they're the same actor, but they're playing like a different person. That makes sense. And that's what they did here. We're like, it's a different person.
That's very interesting.
Play a different person, and I like that a lot. Again, I'm rounding on like an old woman about the whole idea of the characters are playing like people from the Division, but I thought that was.
No, it was cool.
Really
I loved the costumes. I loved the black coat.
Yeah.
On Jodie, I thought that was great, and it was like I saw a lot of people being like, Jodie's costume was from an op shop. She wouldn't be able to have different color coats. Which one?
That's a good point. Actually.
Don't give a fuck about
That's a
that.
good point,
I don't give a shit. But two, like it now makes sense because it's not actually her. That's just how they visualized it, And
I know Vinder's hair was also in the top knot.
Yeah.
Every single time it wasn't, it was down.
Yeah, true.
That's the little thing I noticed.
I like top knot Vinder.
Is that a wig?
I don't think so. No, I think I saw a picture of him in Cardiff just hanging out, and he had the wig.
Okay.
He had that hair.
Because I know he was skinhead in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but that's because in Game of Thrones they had to be, isn't it?
I know, but I was saying it's just an interesting look. I feel it's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's a good looking
I feel really cool.
rooster.
Yeah, he's really. Yeah, I literally wrote that down. Jacob Anson again continues to
just amazing.
Be such a great character. I think it's just sad to You said today in the chat, you're it kind of sucks he didn't stay with the TARDIS team.
Yeah,
I would love to see him next week. So it would have been awesome to see him with the Angels.
Well, I don't mind. I think this was the right time to sort of send him off for a little bit. But it
makes sense to his arc.
I wish in episode 2 or 3 we just had some more him and the Doctor stuff, because the whole way through episode 3 he's the Doctor just refers to him as
the lad. The guy I love that line. Just a lad who I don't even know.
Yeah, literally.
I barely met. Yeah,
and then they said goodbye at the end, and I'm it kind of means nothing because they don't really know him. I don't know. Funny line.
But he takes the I don't know what it is, but it's dial 0 and
you're mate, he'll be back.
So
he'll
obviously,
be back. 100%.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
Not that we didn't know, but he's obviously going to come back. So yeah,
funny line for you.
Yep.
You're not taking no prisoners tonight. I love that.
Dan was meant to get married, yeah.
Yeah, Dan was meant to get married 15 years ago. I think that was a nice touch to his character. I think, holy fuck, Di, you really aren't taking any prisoners tonight, because you are just
You are the prisoner.
Yeah, mate, she's a passenger.
Is she?
She's a passenger she's inside the passenger.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, that's what they showed. Anyway, don't worry. Sorry. I misunderstood what you said. I misread the meme. Don't worry. I thought you were memeing.
No. She's the prisoner. She's the prisoner of the Flux.
Yeah, she is.
Of the Swarm, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, no, when she's why aren't you married, Dan? Fuck me, that was forward. That was very forward, Di.
She's trying to, get things moving.
She's trying to test the waters.
Test the waters, see, yeah. I thought they were already dating. I don't know why they're talking about her going on another date and stuff.
No, because it's all memories, remember? So all this is before they were going on a date.
Yeah, she's fuck you, Conor, you're wrong.
You are wrong, bitch. Another good line from that is Dan going, Nobody gets by with no bruises or something. I'm sorry if this accent is offensive, by the way, because I don't know if it's I think it's shit. But
that's all right. Also, I'm sorry for normally on Zoom, you don't see it in the frame, but reading notes, notes keeps you on track. Yeah, I like that line a lot. I like how they added to Dan's character even more about the whole marriage thing. She just decided 2 days before they were supposed to get married to leave, and that's so tough.
Yeah, that is.
It just seems like he doesn't feel like he really recovered from it either.
No, the man is just a single man now. And he has been for a while.
Yeah, he's living alone.
Getting that puss every night. But no serious puss.
The dog.
Just that dog. Filthy dog.
A man about a dog and a girl about a pussy. In between us.
Good reference.
Good
reference.
We get the odd one in here and there.
We do. My favourite one was Carly's crack.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's so good.
Speaking of good fun, hilariousness, Police Doc, I thought was great. I thought she was really funny in that scene.
That is funny, yeah, with the whole
she's just rambling.
Zack Seamer thing or something, or a Mandarin or something about she's you should go here. It's £3 different, and I said, why would I go down there?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I like it when we get the PNG Angel.
Love that for me.
I saw people being man, some people you can't say anything these days. I saw some people being getting hell shitty on Twitter about, don't you dare make fun of the PNG Angel. They're trying their best. I'm all right, we're just making a joke about it. It wasn't towards us, but
I actually didn't notice it in this one.
But why are people going around saying the Angels haven't changed their design? They have.
It's so slight though.
But it's just a slight change. But people are saying they haven't changed at all.
No, but they haven't enough for people to get pissed off that they've changed. Because a lot of people were
so people are getting pissed off.
A lot of people were oh, I don't know about this design.
Again, they're just trying to find things to complain about.
I know.
Swear.
It's just holy fuck, it looks the same.
It literally does. It's a little change. I like it. It's cool.
I don't know if it was Josh Snares or someone. Someone tweeted people acting like they've changed the Weeping Angel design, but all they've done is change the actor because it's just the face is slightly different.
Literally, it's just who cares? It looks fine.
Looks
fine.
People
like to complain.
What did you think of the whole Vinder sequence in I don't know. Is it the? I don't know. I wish we had a name for what it was that he was working for.
I don't know. Hey, yeah,
Time Academy or something. I don't fucking know.
We'll probably find out a little later on. But that was interesting. He kind of like got promoted up.
He did.
Was told not to like abuse his position and like respect it, and then
Correct.
like he played the moral high ground because his like the head commander was doing some shady stuff. Told him to stop recording the meeting with these people and ordered for 4 people to become prisoners.
So
and
that's
the rest of them to go.
That's the Grand Serpent, who is played by Craig Parkinson. So he's the guy he plays Dot on Line of Duty. For any of you,
yeah, that's who you were talking about.
Fans.
I was like, the fuck are you two yapping on about?
Yeah. One thing we do know from the main trailer for the series is he's going to be back.
He did say on Twitter that he is going to be as well.
Yeah. So I reckon he must come into it in a big way somehow. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That whole scene was that was probably like, again, whenever you say like a slow scene, it automatically sounds like it's boring. I don't mean that at all. But that was a little bit of time to breathe.
Yeah. You know what I just thought? There's so many villains in this right now. It doesn't feel like shit. Like, I don't feel like they're getting shafted or anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's great because it sort of speaks in a Broadchurch way. Who did it? Who did the fucking Flux?
The Doctor
Who made
did.
it? So there was the Doctor. Was it the old lady we see at the end, who I thought was Tilda Swinton for a second? Not Tilda Swinton. That's not right. Umbridge in Harry Potter is who I meant to say.
Yes, that's...
What's her name?
Yeah.
That lady.
Isn't it Annette something?
I don't think it's Annette.
She's going to play the Queen, isn't she?
Yeah, she's going to play the Queen in Crown
Netflix,
Series 5.
yeah.
Anyways, is it going to be... did she start the Flux? Did Swarm and Azure start the Flux? Was it this fucking... the Grand Serpent man?
Flux.
Was it the burning since the time's been...
burning.
Wobbly... Time-wimey.
Started the Flux. Yeah, you're right, though. There is so many, like, different...
It's like a whodunit.
It is like a whodunit, and it does so work well with the whole... I can't really talk about... I know I was saying to Dylan today, like, it's my favourite season since season 7, but I can't really talk about that when I haven't seen the rest of it.
Yeah.
But so far, it's the most I've enjoyed a season since season 7, I think.
Banging.
With that massive hype and that excitement.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole Vinder stuff is really cool. I like how he kept saying, like, I don't want to relive this, I don't want to relive this.
Cool. There was a neat moment of direction in there. When was it? He's like leaning in or something. But they do these like... I like a specially used Dutch tilt. I like a Dutch tilt in a movie or a TV show when it's used at the right moment and not over... You know in India's Lantern, where every shot was like a Dutch tilt?
I do remember that, yes.
Not a fan of that. But in this, there was like this Dutch that started off subtle and it like tilted in more and more as like... As
almost like his world is getting turned upside down.
Oh my god! Azuri... hold on. Azur Salim, man. You did good on that one, thanks, mate. I'm going to just boost up the gain on this camera a little bit because it's getting a bit dark. The sun's setting here in Australia.
I can't say this without you sitting here, but we'll bring up Roof when you get back.
Roof!
I was going to talk about when you're not here. By the way, I didn't pick up on when Yaz said to Vinder... No, sorry. Yaz said to Dan, pretty smart for a dog. I didn't put 1 and 2 together until we got to see the Calvinist at the end. I feel like that's one of those things that was like so obvious and I didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, I picked up on it in the second watch.
In the second watch, yeah, that's when I make these notes. But yeah, I was like, got you there. And I love it. Made me laugh so much that Dan was playing the Calvinista.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's such a funny joke that like isn't like, you know, obvious. But I'm like, that's so funny. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
We love the game. Roof is back. That took me by surprise. Had a feeling she was going to come back, but...
You know what's so shit?
What?
So, I was like... I Sunday nights I stay at Nick's.
Yeah.
And so I have to go home Monday morning and...
Oh no, is she on Twitter?
No, I didn't go on Twitter because I know I'd be an idiot to go on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
But like, on Facebook... I didn't go on Facebook because I follow a few sort of fan pages of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can go on Instagram because Instagram, I only follow like the official Doctor Who page, which they wouldn't post that on like a few hours after it come out. They wouldn't post that. So I was like, I'll be fine. little did I fucking forget, I followed Jo Martin on Instagram, and she literally, as the episode came out, posted, "I'm back!"
Oh, no.
And it was like the first thing I saw, and I was like, fuck's sake. As I was driving home, I was like, as long as that's not the twist at the end of the episode, I don't care that it's been spoiled. If it was like...
It was pretty quick.
Yeah, if it was like the last, like it was all building, and then the last thing you see is it's Jo Martin's Doctor, then I would have been like, "Fuck."
I like how it wasn't just the end reveal.
Yeah,
it was really cool how they did it.
I would have liked to have maybe seen a bit more without the glitchy effect. Like, I don't know. You know how in Sherlock, I don't know if Sherlock isn't a good example because I can't think of an exact moment this happens. But you know how Sherlock, they really play with things like a character can be having a conversation in two locations, right?
Yeah, and it goes.
And I don't know, they just like shoot things in a creative way. I feel like they could have shot this in a more creative way than just the glitching effect out, where maybe like sometimes you see it's Jodie saying something and then it like cuts away, or like, you know, we spin around and then you have a bit more of a Jo Martin dominant line and Jo Martin's in the shot, I think. Just playing with it, because the glitch effect was fine, but it got a bit old.
Yeah, again,
I just
like,
to see more Jo, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if like we can keep saying this is an excuse, or like maybe it is an excuse. I don't know, but I feel like, you know, the whole COVID thing as well was kind of like affecting it a bit. But yeah, it was really interesting to see how. I saw someone say on Twitter, which was a really good point, that maybe they should have just for those scenes, like had Jo just stay and like not have Jodie in those scenes and just have her like walk in
once they've had the reveal.
Yeah,
I think that would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That being said, I think Jodie had some great stuff to work with there.
100%.
Would have been cool. Maybe they do that with Jo for most of the scene, and then when there is like a Jodie bit being like, "What are you talking about?" and that's when they get creative, and it like spins around, and suddenly it's Jodie in Jo's spot, and then, you know, we spin back out or something.
Yeah.
It's Jo back. God, why are they called Jo and Jodie?
I know what you mean, yeah. I thought it was really cool to see her again, though. But yeah, not much to really go off.
She must be back. Like, if they did that I hope she gets like a proper Doctor team up in like episode 6 or something.
It did take me by surprise because, like, again, I'm not shocked that she's back. It was more just like, when will it happen? Not will it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good to see her again. But yeah, unfortunately, not really much to run off. I thought the whole mirror thing was giving me like last night in Soho.
Oh yeah,
flashbacks.
I can't wait to see that when it eventually comes out in Australia.
Seeing it this weekend, really excited.
Yeah,
but, you know, the whole mirror scene, like I was like, damn, this is kind of similar.
Yeah, I'm gonna
probably
try and go to
completely
Luna.
Unintentional, but are you gonna see a Luna? That's a lovely place.
I'm gonna try to.
see
I've got a mate that lives around there, so
that's a great place to see it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
One thing that I thought was really cool on rewatch was that the characters, like Yaz, Dan, Vinder, and the Doctor, they're not written like their characters.
Yeah.
They are written like Dan's dialogue is very much like Carvanista's dialogue. And Jodie's Doctor isn't witty or fun. It's stern, and, you know, she has like lots, especially when she first marches
on
inside.
my command. Yeah.
There's the on my command bit, and when she first marches into the tunnel, when she's like, you know, you're surrounded, and she kind of struts in, very much like a Jo Martin Doctor would do. So I feel like maybe she worked with Jo a bit there and was like, you know, how would you approach these scenes? And then she took that and went with it herself, which is great.
So I guess Yaz and Vinder were just playing like normal. That was a good voice crack. Just like normal people from the division.
Definitely a chance of that, but there is also 2 other division operatives that we know of.
We know of, yeah. The one who has like the kind of like with the black thing around her eyes.
Yeah, that was Gat.
Okay.
She's like the villain in Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Yes.
And then also, what's he called? Was he called Luke or something? Liam? Something.
Okay.
Ruth's husband.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Although, wasn't he just Earth? Like, wasn't he just a human that...
I honestly can't remember.
No, I don't know.
I haven't watched it recently since it aired.
But I always thought that the Division was like a big...
Yeah, big horse of a thing.
Yeah, and then I was like watching this and I was like, maybe it is just like, you know, like a Black Ops squadron of like four Gallifreyans or 4...
And it's so interesting the Doctor worked for them.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Timeless Child, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will really like it, and I won't have any problem with it if the Timeless Child is only the Roof Doctor before Hartnell. Like, I'm not going to be like butthurt. I don't care about the whole, but William Hartnell's should be the first Doctor. He still is, you know, because they only kind of became the Doctor after he got to William Hartnell, right?
Right.
But I hope that if they do keep with what they said last season and be like there is Doctors prior, I kind of hope that Roof Doctor is the only Doctor, because that way I don't like the idea of there being infinite Doctors beforehand. And if they just put a cap on it and they're like, no, it was just Roof Doctor that we had before, and then it was like Will Hartnell after that, then I'm fine with that. Because I think it is cool playing with the Doctor's past like that. Especially, I think it's great that the Doctor has villains that she doesn't know about, that she's had scraps with.
Well, yeah, we had in the episodes 1 and 2, the Swarm mentioning, and I think it paid off really well in this episode, telling her that they've had, conflicts and stuff happening in the past, and this totally explains it. I'm sure there's a lot more that we haven't seen as well. Yeah, so that makes total sense.
Big Finish, get around it, babies.
Hey, go on, Nick Briggs. It was great to hear Nick Briggs back doing the Cyberman voice.
And the Daleks, yeah.
Yes, of course. Always lovely to hear that. There was a cool little scene on the ship, on Bell's ship. I guess Cybermen just somehow got on board. And then they're like, delete. And they just come in and she just yeets them all. That scene between her and the Cyberman I thought was really cool on the floor.
I did have one thought, right? Because the fact that she has a Lupari ship isn't necessarily like a plot point.
What's the Lupari ship?
Lupari is Carvanista's race. So you know how she was flying.
Okay, yeah.
Because she was like, I went to the Lupari quadrant or whatever, and there was no one there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I was like, I reckon that's budget. Being like, we built you a really good spaceship. You need to use it for a few episodes.
Of course, it was in episode 1.
Yeah, it's Carvanista's ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, just strikes me.
I didn't even pick up on that. There you go.
That's good. And
that's
I don't
probably
care
why they did it.
It does work for the plot really well, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just wonder if that was a budget conscious choice. Fair enough.
There's also a really good line where she's talking about Vinder, which we later on find out she's talking about Vinder. I thought she was talking about the Doctor at first. She said, "Challenges are temporary, life is constant."
Yeah, I like that.
That's not a quote that exists, is it?
I don't think so, no.
That was really good. There's always stuff like this every week where I'm like, damn, that's some good shit.
Some good dialogue, man.
Did you pick up? I picked it up about halfway through that she's talking about Vinder.
I did not
instantly know?
Dude, no. Mine was at the very end. I was like,
okay,
damn, it's about Vinder. And I loved it. I was like, that's so great. Because I thought it was like a little bit cringe. And then when I saw it was Vinder, I was like, fuck yeah.
I think it was the little message that he was recording in the ship that got me.
I didn't even pick up on that.
I was like, maybe it's to Belle. Sorry, I keep forgetting her name. To Belle.
Yeah, Belle.
What did you think of the Weeping Angels in the... Oh, before that, Yaz's sister says she's planning to play a game.
Dude.
Is she talking about Ryan? Because Ryan in the past has spoken about playing FIFA.
Maybe she wants to be with Ryan.
Because she always kind of fancied Ryan.
She does. There's a line here. She wants people to say, "Who's the sexy girl with the nimble fingers?"
Exactly.
That's great.
It's good.
And then
play.
there's also a good line that follows that later on, where it's like, "Do you want me to be single forever?" After the Weeping Angel comes out.
So what do you think of the Weeping Angel in the game? What's
shit.
This?
Well, I don't
what is it? That fucking game you played?
Deadly Assassins, I think it's called. Which is a fun game, but like, I just don't like it applied to real world Doctor Who.
Available now on all app stores.
Yeah, it should have had that come up.
Just it's such a bootleg like PlayStation or something. Like it's like a bootleg like Call of Duty Zombies.
I like that Yaz's sister was back. Didn't really kind of like how the scene played out.
It was fine. It's funny, I wrote the Witcher game, which kind of gave me I don't know if you've seen, because I haven't played it, but The Witcher has a Weeping Angel Easter egg in it.
Oh, does it?
You can go into it's not actually Weeping Angel, you can go into a cemetery. When you turn around, the stone angels turn.
Oh, that's
so you
cool.
can go like that, and that, it's just The Witcher, the game The Witcher?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. It kind of gave me those vibes because it was a Weeping Angel in a game. I guess it's really going for that vibe again where, because you see in the next time trailer, it's coming out of TV. It's really going for that kind of like Moffat, Flesh and Stone vibe where like a TV it can come out of, because it comes out of... I think that's how they get in the TARDIS. It comes out of Yaz's phone.
Yeah, it does, which I guess ties into the Deadly Assassins game. She must have been playing Deadly Assassins on a phone.
That's what you said as well. You said that they can go in the game that they kind of can't.
Yeah. So I kind of like that it's like, it is kind of pulling on extended media stuff without being in your face, like Time Lord Victorious, where it's like, you have to read all these different segments. Which, once again, not sitting on Time Lord Victorious. We've learned our lesson. Neither of us have read or listened to anything of it.
Shit, I remember that.
Yeah, that was funny. So there's a line about battle. I think Swarm says the oldest battle of all, or something. The battle between time and space, which sounds like a line from Pokemon, because there was a time Pokemon and a space Pokemon. There was a big. Sorry, I just remember when I was a kid. That was
it's Kaveri.
It's not Kaveri.
I remember I used to say I was wrong at school, and you're like, it's Clefairy, isn't it?
I don't fucking know. Who's that Pokemon?
It's Clefairy.
Do you remember that old Vine where I was like, who's that Pokemon?
He's like, it's
Pikachu!
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That takes me back.
The battle between time and space. He wasn't talking about the Flux in that moment, I don't think. But do you think it was about the Flux?
I don't know. There's little things like that. I don't know.
You think about the Flux is a big time event, right? That's like a time storm. It's like rupturing through the universe, right? And then it's destroying space. It's leaving planets obliterated and stuff. So I was like, maybe maybe they are talking about it. I don't know.
This might be completely wrong, but the passenger is a prison.
Yeah.
Is that all the souls that the Flux collected into that prison? That's what I thought.
Ooh, that could be a way to get out of the entire universe being dead in episode 6.
Because you know how they said there's like literally millions and millions and millions of people inside the passenger.
Yeah.
I was like, is that because I always got the impression that the Flux doesn't kill them, it transports them somewhere, and I think it takes them to the prisoner, which has millions of souls into it, and then that's why they're going in with
maybe.
the division.
Could be onto something.
Kind of hard to talk about. I hope people understand what we're talking about, because it's all over the place when we're talking about the division coming in as the characters that we know and love, but it's not actually them.
Dude, there's so much.
Go and stop them from taking.
I just can't believe this all works.
Yeah, it does work, which is weird. But they're trying to stop them from killing the passengers.
Yes.
But then 2 get taken out. So that's literally millions upon millions of lives that
it's crazy, man.
Get taken away in that.
This was
same.
I'll be honest with this episode. When I first watched it, the first half of the episode, I wasn't vibing it. Part of it was because I was like, I just feel like they're trying to do stuff that they don't have the budget for at first. But then once I overcame that idiotic hurdle, only douchebags.
How dare I be so stupid?
How dare I make fun of VFX? Once I got over that, and I think once I understood the story and how it was just a way of giving backstory to characters and things like that, I really learned to really like the episode. And so on second viewing, whilst it's not maybe the most exciting one, because it's not not a lot happens, but it gives you a lot of information. Whereas the first two all have at least the second one has a big proper plot that's playing out. So you get a big, you get a nice one. You get a big introduction. You get characters coming in, and then you get a conclusion at the end with the Sontaran ships blowing up. Whereas this one was just kind of a lot of crazy shit going on. Yeah, it's hard to review in a way.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. It was definitely the slower, most slow paced episode we've gotten so far, but not that that's a bad thing.
No.
What was I gonna fucking say? I've forgotten that shit. The fuck was I gonna say? I forgot.
I have something.
Go on. I'll remember.
So when Ruth Doctor, we're seeing Jodie at the time, when she brings out the Maury back in the past.
Yes.
They bring the Maury out of the passenger.
Yeah.
What's cool, that's a cool name, by the way, because all the prisoners are passengers inside of the passenger. That's cool.
Oh, thank you, Chivers.
Wow. Woo!
Go Chiv.
The passenger... Sorry, fuck. No. So the Doctor's giving this whole speech. It's just we've got you now. We've got you now. You know what music's playing in the background? You know what score it is? It's the Lighthouse. The Lighthouse theme. So it was
from season 12.
Yeah, so it's the Fugitive Doctor's theme. Even though it's Jodie delivering it, but
because
it's the Fugitive Doctor's score is what's playing in the background.
That's
and I thought
very
that
cool.
was really cool.
Oh, come on, Sagan.
It's a great score as well.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Dun, 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 dun. You can cut me off at any
season
point.
12 soundtrack yet?
Yeah, it came out a week after series 12 finished.
I don't, yeah.
I like Sagan Akinola. Suck my nut.
I like Maury Colt. I'm such a snob. No, I like Sagan. He's all right.
Yeah, he's a gun.
He's a gun. Sagan the gun.
He's a gun.
Sagan the gun.
Go
Akinola.
on. What's the thing you've been trying to say for a minute?
No, I couldn't remember what I was going to say before, but the Doctor talks to the woman. So the Flux is her fault, apparently. Who is this woman?
So the Doctor the woman at the end.
Yeah.
I'm curious, man. Just the way she was dressed kind of made me be is she an older Tacteun? Her mum from at the end of series 12, the one that found her at the gate or something.
Okay.
But I've also she's got bottles in her hand. she's like a mad scientist.
There's a little creature moving one of the bottles, I know. None of that means anything.
It probably doesn't. But
yeah,
the thing,
who knows?
A few things to maybe think about why it could be Tacteun. Do you remember who Tacteun or
it rings a bell. The person who finds.
So she finds him and she experiments on the Doctor and does all the regenerations.
Yeah.
And then she's the first person to then inject regeneration into Tacteun, into herself. Excuse me. Tacteun. She's a scientist, right? Because she is doing all that, she's trying to figure out regeneration and why her kid can regenerate. This person at the end of episode 3 has got all these bottles and stuff in her hands and all. She's like in a laboratory kind of thing. Maybe she is Tacteun, and I reckon the truth that we have in the Timeless Child isn't all right. That's the thing. I think there's elements of it that will remain true. But I think there is going to be stuff maybe around Tacteun that Tacteun isn't who we think she is in the Timeless Child.
Okay.
Maybe she's the big bad. Maybe she's the villain and she's trying to pin it all onto the Doctor or something. And maybe that has something to do with Swarm and Azure. I don't know. And that's what's fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, Conor.
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm going to boost that gain up again.
I had a little theory that
Hit me!
that the Doctor in the past, the reason why it says the Flux was her fault was that she wanted to create this energy that goes through all space and time to wipe out all of her previous previous phases that she doesn't know about.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that could be it. She created the Flux so it could go through space and time to wipe that all out.
Like
and
did you say the Doctor created it?
Yeah, maybe my little theory was like maybe she did create the Flux so that, she could send it through space and time to get rid of all the timeless children stuff, and she can only just be the faces that she remembers.
That's a bit dark for the Doctor, though, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Then it went wrong, and then it would only wipe out all those previous versions of herself.
But then if it wiped out the previous version of herself, wouldn't that then wipe out the current version of ourselves? Because then
it does.
She wouldn't have existed.
That's the weird part. It's like I don't see himself doing anything like that because it doesn't really make sense to what's happening currently, I guess, in the show. But
you know what I'm loving though? My biggest fear, and to be honest, even in episodes 1 and 2, I was a little worried that this was still going to be a thing, was that the Timeless Child was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I don't obviously, I think it was a given that it was going to be played with this season, which it is.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm surprised you like this episode, because I know you're not a big fan of the twist.
Yeah,
but it does play into this episode quite a bit.
I think it was handled well in the episode.
And that's the thing. Like, the one thing is, like, I want to see how it plays out plot-wise, but the biggest thing I wanted was it's such a unique thing to give for the Doctor's character arc. How much she doesn't know about her past, how much that's playing with her, and then, we're getting to it anyways now, how much that's affecting the Doctor as a sentient being, how much she is, like, obsessed with finding out that truth, and she's like, you have to send me back, you have to. And then when she goes back, and then when she comes back to the Mori and back to the temple of Atropos, she's like yelling at you don't know what it's like, and then she's like pissed off for the rest of the scene, and Yaz questions it further.
Yaz cops it twice. I literally wrote that, and she yells it down as well. She's like, you do not know what's going on here.
Yeah, and I
do
love that.
Yeah,
because it's not like in Haunting of Villa Diodati, really like that episode, and I don't mind the big aggressive speech that she gives at the end. But it was one of those things where I was like, it maybe just feels like they're doing a big aggressive speech for the sake of doing it.
Okay.
Whereas I think this so fitted her character, and I just really like the character arc. And you're right.
I wrote all that stuff down as well.
You were right in episode 1 about how you feel like her Doctor is someone who's just closed off. And,
I was about to make more comments about that, because I really do feel like, and I do also think this is a massive part to do with Chibnall not knowing what he wants to do with her at the start. But this even gives me that idea even more, that her whole Doctor is not knowing who the fuck she is.
Yeah, I know, right? That.
I really think that's interesting now, after hating it. I actually really think it's interesting now. And I do, again, think it was Chibnall being like, oh, the whole plan was that we didn't really know who she was. And that used to really bother me. But I do think, exactly right, I think the whole thing is like, I don't know who the hell I am. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, because people don't know who the hell they are.
Totally.
We're ourselves, but we don't really know who we are. And I think, the the Doctor kind of always knew, like, from Gallifrey, you know, the oncoming storm, like, you know.
Yeah.
Now it's like that's kind of all taken away.
Yeah.
And I'm liking it more and more, I think.
Cool. I'm hoping maybe
Less
her arc
salty, at least.
is like she learns to open up.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be
Go to
sweet.
therapy, you know.
Because when she says, does everything have to be a conversation, Yaz? I thought that was a great line.
Good. Dude, Yaz is copping it so hard. And it's just sad because you know how much she loves her.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like,
Yaz,
bro,
man.
I'm not talking about sexually. It could be sexually. I'm just saying, like, she just loves the Doctor as a person. And I'm so upset to see her get completely shut down every 2 seconds.
Dude, I think Yaz is just a very intimate person. I think she really likes relationships. Like, I'm sure she does in the sexual way, but also just like, you know, like Keely on Ted Lasso. She's so intimate because she just like loves her friends, and you can so tell through her eye contact. And everything like that. And Yaz, even there was a subtle thing I noticed when she says goodbye to Vinder, someone she's just met and just had like a bit of an adventure with. When Vinder says, you know, can you take me home now? You can see her face. She's kind of like, oh, you're gonna leave, which doesn't mean I want to fuck you. It just means, oh, I really enjoyed spending time with you. You know.
Oh my god.
I think that's a good thing for Yaz's character. I think she is. There is the part in Haunting of Villa Diodati when she kind of does mention she loves the Doctor, she likes the Doctor. I'm like, maybe that is a thing, but I don't know. I prefer it that she's just a friendly guy.
Who knows at this point? It could go either way. I
don't give a fuck.
I don't really
Suck
care.
my nut.
It doesn't really feel necessary, but they might do it.
Yeah.
So I guess the final thing is the angels on the TARDIS. Despite it being kind of dumb and not really making sense, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see him in there.
I hated that, to be honest.
I love how Dan's like, I think I blinked. It's just like, cuts around the corner like, it's just like, what the fuck is... I should hate it. I really should.
I hated it, man.
But I love it. It's just, I love it. It's got its hand on like the lever. It's just like, bro, it's like, how is it flying the TARDIS? It's got to move.
Man. It's fucking stone.
If they stare at it, how's it going to move the TARDIS?
And I just felt like it was so rushed as well. That sequence.
Yeah, Yaz just literally goes like... It like, comes out.
Oh fuck! Whoa! Oh shit! It's on the. Nobody move!
Don't blink! I just did. The angels have got the TARDIS. The angels have got the TARDIS.
Well, it's the classic line.
Angels got the phone.
The
box.
angels got the phone box. They finally do have the phone box. That's right.
It's funny because like Vinder mentions the TARDIS and stuff, and it's like, can I fly it?
Yeah.
So. He literally just says, like, can you teach me how to fly it? So how do the angels know how to fly it?
Yeah.
I remember when River was flying the TARDIS back in the day, and I'm like, that's just so weird. Like, how does she know how to do it? And now the angels just pop up in the TARDIS, and it's just got its hand on the lever.
Cliffhanger for the sake of
and it's just like, boom.
I'm going to rattle off a couple of quick other thoughts I have for this episode.
Yep.
Production design this season as a whole, insane. I love the deep space vibes of it all.
I love it.
The holostack's great. There's a new species in here, the Alphorians, who the Grand Snake, the Grand Serpent,
the snakes,
is talking to. I thought their costume and their makeup looked amazing. Same with the Maori. I think the Maori had a really cool aesthetic to them. There's a line that I really didn't like from Swarm. Lots of gold, man. Gold stars all around. There's a line I didn't really like from Swarm that said, we brought you here knowing you'd do that, you know.
I love that, yeah.
It's just like, a coincidence.
Yeah. One ship survived.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was very dumb that
intentionally
we know you do that. He knew that time itself, the big power of time, was going to send the Doctor back to this specific moment.
That's so funny.
If she did save her friends, she might have not even saved her friends and put herself in that predicament.
That's so funny.
A lot of what ifs there. What is this? Marvel? Okay, then... like I said, I really like the love twist at the end with them. There was a line from Belle that I didn't like where she was like, war is for love. And that's where I was like, man, are you the Rose Tycho of Doctor Who?
That's what I thought.
You know, because at the end of Last Jedi, she's like, it's saving those who we love. You know, it's like, we don't kill what we hate. We save those we love. I was like, ooh, now let him off. Belle was great. Although the orange font at the start was a bit shit.
What is it? Those fonts are awful.
Don't question it.
I feel like they just stick into it now because they're like,
goes on word art.
Do it in this font. It's funny because they just stick with it, which I guess is kind of like, at least they're keeping with it.
Yeah.
But it's always that disgusting font.
There was a real nice, pretty kind of like half crossfade at the end. between Vinder and Belle.
I knew you'd love that. That was so good.
It's beautiful. Man.
I knew you'd love that. It reminded me of the shot in A Girl Who Waited with the TARDIS.
Yeah, which it's just so weird because it's an effect that I think is rarely used well.
Yeah,
but
that was beautiful. The way it kind of curved onto the ship as well.
Yeah,
it wasn't just like a straight line.
It was real
like
nice, man.
The shot curved in. Looked stunning.
And then the whole sequence of her with the hologram of Vinder, I think, looked really nice.
Very Star Warsy.
And then even
once again,
the big bridge in the background, that all looked really great. I thought that the CG for that.
Yeah.
And then my last point, before we get to the next time trailer, my last point is, a bit of a theory going forward. We've talked a bit about what could be ahead in this Sleeping Angel story. Well, actually, no.
If this happened?
This isn't about. I'm literally rambling right now because I don't know what else my point was. No, this is about episode 5 and 6. What I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not 4.
Not 4. Fuck 4. We'll come to 4 in a bit. Don't worry.
Okay.
This is like a large scale theory for the show. Okay. Right. Discussed it with you and Dan and a few other people. Could Belle and Vinder be the Doctor's parents? I saw this on Twitter, and my first reaction was,
I thought you cooked that up yourself.
No.
Okay.
I think I actually did right when I messaged you.
I was like,
I've thought of this great theory.
I was like, damn, man, that's pretty far-fetched.
I first saw it on Twitter, and I was like, that's the dumbest fan fiction shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Convince me.
Okay, well, I don't have much to comment on.
This grand plan.
The fact she's pregnant.
Oh, wow.
But also, I just think how... I'll be a bit pissed off if this series ends and they reverse the Uno card and they bring the whole universe back to life. And I don't know if at some point the world's going to get so fucked, and then what they do is they send their newborn child through a wormhole to another universe, and that universe is the universe that we actually know, and we usually spend our time in Doctor Who.
Okay.
So the Flux universe that's being destroyed isn't actually the universe that we experience most of the time in Doctor Who.
Okay.
But the Flux universe is the universe that the Doctor's from. It's being destroyed, and then they send the kid through a
parallel world
wormhole.
almost, or?
Yeah, sure, like a multiverse.
Okay.
And then they send this young Doctor, the newborn child, through the wormhole into a safer universe. She becomes the first Time Lord, but then Tacteun finds him, becomes an evil scientist. She creates the Flux.
I see.
And it's like a
bit of a loop. Almost.
Yeah, it's a bit of a loop there.
I don't know. Who came first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah, totally. This is a bit of me talking out my ass, and to be honest, I made up half of that in the moment just then.
Isn't that like Superman though? They send him from Krypton to Earth.
Yeah. In
like a little capsule.
What can I say?
Very Superman-y.
Okay, what do you think of that theory?
Yeah. I heard Dylan talking about the whole multiverse thing. Maybe that's a thing that might happen. It seems like the thing that everyone's doing these days. Sorry, I haven't been close enough to the mic. Yeah, it seems like a thing that people are doing these days everywhere. So, would it surprise me if they did that? No, not really.
I just think that would be cool. I don't know. Oh my god. We got a tragedy on the set of the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Connor's mic has fallen over.
I'm fixing it right as we speak.
Cool. Still working. Still going good. All right. Let's have a talk about next time then. Chapter 4.
Correct.
This is like the last episode we kind of know stuff of, right?
Yeah, because there's not a lot of trailer footage left.
No,
from the main
just
trailer.
this one, which had a good trailer at the end. It looks intriguing. Looks like a bit of a
not a standalone. Such a longer trailer from what we're normally. The War of the Sontaran one was like fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think they put the full trailer at the end of it instead of the teaser like they have been doing. Because now BBC America they post the full trailers.
The full trailer. Yeah, that's so. The next time trailers until this one I feel like have lacked for years. Even in Capaldi Zero, they fucking sucked. Yeah. I remember them being so good in like Chibnall Zero.
In Chibnall Zero?
Sorry, I'm getting so confused with the idea of this season being so much like Russell's.
Remember the end of series, the first episode of Series 11, and the next time trailer was just, here's our cast members in Series 11.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And you don't know who any of them are except like Alan Cummings?
Yes, I remember that.
And a couple of other faces. And so many of them were just actors that you've heard very little of before.
That's so funny. I do remember that. The ghost moment.
Yeah, I've got. I apologize, video listeners. Connor's just drowned in darkness now, but
that's alright.
Not a lot we can do.
I shouldn't have worn a black shirt. That was a dumb idea.
Yeah, it just faded away.
So got Claire from episode 1 shows up,
baby, which I like. That's
yep.
Cool. I have a theory.
Gone.
Okay, I feel like I just spoke for 10 minutes.
No, go ahead.
Okay. My theory for this episode, and this is once again based off of 2 lines of dialogue, right? One of the lines is from the first episode, where she says, "I've got to go home the long way around." And the way she says that on rewatch, I could tell it's like the doctor had said. It's like the doctor had said to her on Halloween in 2021, when you go home from wherever you were, go home the long way. And that's why she bumps into the TARDIS, right? That's what I reckon is going to happen. That's a small part of the theory.
Yeah.
Other part of the theory is the line of dialogue in the trailer. They say a 10-year-old girl has just gone missing.
Yeah.
What if 10-year-old Claire
gets sent, and she lives up to the...
But what if she gets sent forward in time, and that's
forward,
the twist?
And then she grows up to be Claire on that street.
And then she comes... No, this doesn't make sense.
Then she gets taken, and it could be her be taken, but she's older now.
And then that's the resolution is she gets brought back.
Yeah, that's how she knew.
I don't know, but it doesn't make sense because in the end, she has to send her forward in time.
Hire us.
But maybe that is like the twist of the story, because I feel like they can't just do same shit, different day with the...
Well, she knows, because she says, everyone disappears today, the 20th of November, 1967. Again, I don't know if that's another thing that Chibnall's done, where like maybe a village of people did disappear. Maybe not. Probably not.
Probably not.
But it's happening again, they say. So something's happening again. Angel on the TV. Oh my god, yeah, it's like, I'm not blinking, so they might just be used to the angels. It looks fucking scary, which is awesome.
It does. I like that it's all dark, it's all moody. All the shots
I want it to be like
nice.
that, man. I was really worried it wouldn't be like spooky vibe. Middle Eighth was back.
It was, because the trailer was for that fucking long.
It was back.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
It was back.
Madness.
Isn't that awesome?
Madness.
Looks fantastic. I can't wait. And
Wait,
what's the name's kind of back.
I don't think Middle Eighth was back. They did something different. Was it back? Was Middle Eighth... Was that it?
Yeah,
I'll
in the
have
next
to rewatch
one,
it for a third time, just for that.
Yeah. Who's back next week? What's her name again?
Jamie Magnus Stone.
Yeah, so this is the only... Oh, no, I meant the writer, sorry.
Oh, Maxine Alderson.
Yeah, it's the only episode that's co-written. So
Yes,
I reckon
that's
that will
interesting.
help so much with it being even more fucking epic.
Yeah,
It's gonna be sick. And I hope it's an hour again, like
a good writer.
War of Sontarans.
Yeah, I think when you do these ones that are kind of episodic but still have a bit of the main plot just running in the background, I think that's when it's maybe good to go to 60, because you need that extra time to handle both.
I wonder if we'll get any like appearances from the Swarm or anything.
I don't know if we will as Swarm, because everything we've seen, it does look quite contained, but that's they choose what to show. They might want to think that. But one thing that is to note is in the series 13, in the Flux trailer, when we see Craig Parkinson's character, the Grand Serpent, we do see him approaching a big mansion in the middle of the woods, which does look maybe similar of an aesthetic to a day. It's in daytime though, but it does look a similar like aesthetic of a house to what we'd see in the upcoming episode Village of the Angels. So maybe he is just have something to do with the story, or maybe that's from a different episode. But that's just a bit of food for thought.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like we also went into like War of Sontarans not knowing how much it would connect with the actual Flux storyline. It connected quite a bit, so
heaps, man.
It could connect. I won't be that mad if it's not that connected.
No, I don't either.
Nice little breather, maybe.
It's just a nice thing that was set up in the first episode that just... I think it's going to be like the angels are taking advantage of like the time distortion, and that's like I just like the idea of all these
big old
the Doctor's
face.
biggest foes, who are the biggest foes because they are the strongest or the ones with the most creative, or the most like intelligent mechanisms that keep them alive, like the weeping angels turned to stone and stuff. It makes sense that they're the ones that are going to be like conquering and taking advantage of the Flux.
Totally.
So I think if the weeping angels have a similar approach. And they're just feeding off of all this crazy
I'm
time
excited.
energy.
It really does look spooky, and I want it to be exactly
Spooky
that.
season.
Like, I can't even say her name. The Valdalia episode 8 of season 12, The Haunting of Val.
Haunting of Villa Diodati.
Yeah,
I think that's how you say it.
That had a big spooky vibe. I remember when the Cyberman rocked up. That was spooky. Yeah, it's like the rain and stuff, and it was like walking through the mansion and stuff. Yeah. And we got some big surprises like that. Yeah. Gonna be really cool. Really excited.
Last couple of things on this episode. I thought Zagun's score was pretty good this week. It was a lot of reused score because you had the Cyberman theme back, the down,
bit of a Lighthouse theme,
and then the whole Daleks, dun 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 Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, it had Lighthouse Theme, which I won't do again.
That's all right.
Fun. We had 13's theme for the first time in a while.
I heard that.
I've realized there's a bit of a theme for Vinder as well. And then we have Dan's theme, which I love as well.
Dance fame.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun,
Dun, dun.
that's Mo.
You got to give a bit of credit to Doctor Who Poop.
Oh, they're so good.
Dude, on Twitter, you got to follow...
Even John Bishop.
Dude, John Bishop retweeted it.
Yeah.
They just like somehow magically take bits out of episodes.
I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, they like take Dan
so
out of episodes. Like they cut the background out. I know you can do it, but it takes time, and they're doing it so fast. They must have some. I don't know. They're just great at doing what they do.
I don't know how they do it.
And they're so
great.
funny.
Yeah, they're so funny.
They're so funny. Just look at. I won't spoil any of them. Just go watch John Bishop. Not John Bishop. Go watch Doctor Who Poop on Twitter. John Bishop loves it.
Yeah, Twitter and YouTube as well. They're uploading on YouTube as well, so you can support them there.
What's the point of being alive?
I love that. What's the point of being alive?
I like this one where he's like, taking no prisoners tonight, or something. That's a new one.
So fun. I know every week you get like true all these new videos, man.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're funny as. I'm so glad John Bishop saw them because everyone was tagging him in them.
Yeah.
And being like, you gotta see this. And I love that he was like, these are great.
So fucking funny, man. Last thing of the episode.
Go on, shoo. That's so funny.
Tunnel Guy was back as well.
I wrote that down, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening with that guy?
Dude, I love that. You have no idea. And then just in episode 6, it'll all make sense.
It'll all make sense, yeah.
It's like Bad Wolf. You just heard Bad Wolf once every episode or so.
So excited to see how they all wrap it up. And I have a really good feeling it's going to work well.
Crazy.
All
right, so I move on to our only segment at the moment, really.
Oh, I've got one goof of the week, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Just the one.
Go on.
Sorry, I'm not trying to give you more work to do. But,
sorry, no, that's fine. I'll just stay up late and editing goof of the week. Bit of the delayed goof of the week. That works. That's fine.
That's fine. When Yaz is in the car with her police officer, she's like looking around and she's like, "Yo, you got some salad dressing on your lip?"
There was no salad dressing.
There was no salad dressing. It was in it briefly on one shot, but then when she turns to look at the angel in like the rearview mirror, it comes back, it's not there.
No,
so,
I agree.
What a goof!
What a fucking goof, man!
All right.
Oh, right. So let's do Australia's second favourite segment then. Just Twitter Tings. So this, folks, is the segment where I ask you guys what you think of the episodes on Twitter. Conor asks you on Instagram. Then you also have the chance to send through audio reviews over on the Anchor app. More people should get around that. Over on Twitter, we have Mike Honor, who he's been a recent, joiner to our little
thank you, Michael,
group on Twitter. Might be just Mike. It's just Mike might be Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Mike. But no, I've spoken to him a couple of times. Seems like a lovely guy. So awesome. Good stuff. Mike says, Jodie is just incredible. Honestly, she's really getting her teeth into the series. Totally agree. I am divided on how sharp it seems between Yaz and the Doctor. Lots of shouting at Yaz that doesn't always seem necessary. Probably right, but I am kind of... I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
Bit of fun.
Yeah. It seems to have divided... It seems to have a divided opinion. I really enjoyed it. I didn't find it confusing. It was heavy on exposition and raised lots of questions, and the sort of episode could only exist in a serialized format. Thumbs up from me. Still excited every week. Glad to hear it. I do wish that Dan and the Doctor had some more scenes where they can bond. I do agree with that as well, big time. I don't feel they have a connection. I like him and the characters and story around him, and he's connected with Yaz, but I feel a missed opportunity that he hasn't had the same with the Doctor. No, I totally agree. Hopefully we do get that next week, because it's sort of the first adventure, by the looks of it, where the three of them might be together.
I was a bit worried about that, especially with the fact that we know he's not going to be in that many episodes either.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So that is a bit of a thing that I thought about as well.
It's almost like one of those things where maybe like an 8-episode series, I know this is wrong, but like maybe one of the perks of having a slightly longer series, where maybe they could have had a big blockbuster opener that was the first episode, and then 2 or 3 a bit more solo-y adventures with just the Doctor and companions to have them bond before we get into the meat of it. But no, I am loving this format.
Oh well.
Dylan, as always, has something to say. I'm so dicky. Oh my god. Dylan, I love your reviews, man. Keep them coming.
Mean.
I I know, I just fancied a little jab. Yeah, Dylan wasn't a huge fan. He says, I definitely need to give it a rewatch, and I think the episode will work a lot better once the entirety of Flux is out. But my current feelings towards the episode is that I didn't really like it.
Fair enough.
I think you can really see Chibnall's writing flaws. I absolutely hated his constant need for people to say what's going on, especially when it came to the Doctor.
That is so annoying.
It all felt a bit messy to me. I reckon I'll get to love it once the whole series is out, but on a first watch, this episode really didn't work for me. I like Belle though, she's cool. Sorry for the mixed match of a review. I just really don't know what to think. I know I just said I didn't like it, but I don't actually know how to feel. Conceptually, this episode is so cool. There's definitely a great episode in there somewhere. Question mark out of 10 for me. One last thing. I absolutely adored the reference to the eyes of Noel.
What's that?
It's a classic Who story, Conor.
Oh, of course I wouldn't know.
Sure is.
Classic
Everyone's
fan.
favourite classic Who story.
Oh,
The Eyes of Noel. It's like the one time they did a Christmas special in Classic Who, Conor.
What?
That's right.
So what was it referring to in the episode?
Oh, it's just a reference.
Oh, they just say the eyes of Noel.
It's just a reference. Yep.
That's what they say.
That's exactly what they said.
When?
Dan said, look, it's the eyes of Noel.
He didn't say that. What the fuck are you talking about? What's this joke? I'm so confused. Right, is this like a...
This has gone so bad. I was talking with Dylan. I hate the fact that I'm telling you this now, but it just makes no sense. I was talking with Dylan a couple of days ago, and we're talking about Classic Who, and Dylan was saying how he's surprised you're not into it, and I was like, I feel like they are two very different shows.
One day.
And then he said, we should start a joke
I know,
where we reference a Classic Who story that isn't real, and we just have it as like a long through line, which would have been funny if we had this going and then the end of Flux.
Did you accident? I'm not going to touch this and keep forward. Did you accidentally just spoil it there by saying it wasn't real?
Yes, I did.
So you're going to try and keep that
going
going
for
for as long as you could. That's funny.
But also I didn't want. I don't know. I feel like everyone listening is going to be like, "What the fuck are they talking? The Eyes of Noel?"
I can take
What
a
are you
good
talking
practical
about?
joke.
Yeah, you can.
That's funny.
That is funny. Fucking hilarious.
That is
Thanks,
funny.
Dylan, for your review. Thanks, Mike, as well. Don't know if I said thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, now it's time for the funniest podcast on the planet. The Now That's What I Call Comedy podcast has sent in their review.
If I'm being honest, I think I enjoyed the Next Time trailer more than the actual episode. Yeah, this episode, it kind of felt like filler, but with like important things sprinkled in there. I enjoyed the Roof Doctor sort of past division stuff.
Your
That seems
commentary.
interesting, but everything else just kind of felt a bit of a letdown. The Weeping Angel stuff, however, that was fantastic. I
Bullshit.
really enjoyed that, and I
Wow.
cannot wait for next week's episode.
Fuck the Angels.
The bit where Jodie was a police officer,
Funny.
that was incredible.
Yeah,
the video game bit, I really enjoyed that, and the Angel being in the phone.
Gamer girl.
Yeah, I think next week's episode is going to be great, but this week's episode just didn't really do it for me. The Serpent guy, the person who plays him, he really should just be the Master. Like,
Yeah.
why is he not the Master? He would be such a perfect pick. But yeah, 6 out of 10.
That's pretty
There
good
we
still.
go. Yeah, 6 out of 10. still.
Man, I'm so shocked at how many people didn't like it.
You know what? You know what you say about those people, Connor?
What? They're wrong?
You're wrong. You're wrong. Kidding. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. This is a free fucking country. Connor, tell me your shit.
Alright. Did you like Once Upon a Time? 80% said yes. 20% said no. So that's pretty good.
That's good. That's a good result.
That's pretty good. I've got a few little thoughts here. Aiden says, the Angels had the phone box.
That's right.
Shane said, was good. They could have plugged the Weeping Angels game.
Yeah, they could have.
I hope
plugged it.
Belle's baby isn't the timeless child. Okay, there you go, Aiden.
They should have.
Fuck you.
There you go. Who knows?
Doesn't
You know what
wanna
they
do
should
that.
have done?
Thank you, Shane.
They should have. Thanks, Shane. They should have had Yaz on her phone, and then she goes, "Wah!" And then the Doctor goes, "What is it, Yaz?" And she goes, "Oh, hey, I'm just playing the Deadly Assassins." Zoom in on the face.
You can now download this.
You can download this now, and then Weeping Angel comes out, and
Boom.
it's all scary.
Like a jump scare from the game.
Did you like that bit?
Yeah, it was good.
Bit?
That was good. That was good.
Did I do a good Yaz impression?
Well, it was spot on. I was just like, bro, is Man McGill around
Yeah, fam.
If We've got two more.
Yep.
Um,
Hit me.
my girlfriend hasn't watched it yet. Left a review.
Oh, that's
I actually want to watch it with her, though. I think the Flux... I might wait till it's all come out. Because we do watch episodes here and there. Yeah. But I think, what's the Flux say?
What did the Flux say? Ding, 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 ding.
Smash it. My favourite part was when they went to that place with those people. 11 out of 10.
Thanks, Kim.
That's the best review we got on all episode.
That is good, isn't it?
To clarify, she was literally sleeping when I watched it this morning. She hasn't seen anything of it.
Nice one, Kim.
Vinny said, I haven't seen it yet because I was working all night. Jeez, Vinny, come on.
Come on, Vinny.
No
Cancel
excuses.
your shifts.
No excuses.
Who needs money when you have
exactly.
Doctor Who?
Who needs money? Start Doctor Who podcast and I'll pay all your bills.
That's Will. Someone.
Dylan said this one thing. It's not a review, but it's a really good thing to talk about just briefly. I was going to bring this up earlier, but I forgot. Not really a review of the episode, but I wanted to get your guys' opinions on the not sure if this episode was good for the casual viewer argument. In my opinion, it's incredibly stupid. We're halfway through this season 13 of the show. Of course, it's going to be elements of the casual viewer wouldn't understand. Totally. I don't get that argument.
No. I think, for me, when you want to appeal to a casual viewer, is like the first episode of a new Doctor.
Yeah.
And you kind of want them first few episodes, and to an extent their first series, to be a bit more like casual viewer friendly.
Yeah.
And then you sort of build them up and you give them more information about the previous lore and stuff throughout.
Yeah.
I think that's a good approach to do. And this is Jodie's last season.
Why would they... Yeah, exactly.
And I think the first episode was pretty good for a casual viewer anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the
totally.
fucking third episode of the series needs to be for a casual viewer.
Again, I really do think people just try and find stuff to complain about. It's just like, it's like, if I walk upstairs, my parents are watching a TV show and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on in this scene. I don't ever go, that's the writer's fault.
Yeah.
How dare he?
Just because it's not fucking Emmerdale.
What the hell? Yeah, literally just hop on whatever you want.
You don't have every line saying, I just cheated on your dad.
I did it, you slag.
You fucked your mum on a boat.
Slag.
You.
Crazy. Yeah, it does upset me a bit that people didn't really like it that much because I feel like we were all a massive community of just love for 2 weeks.
We're like Belle. It's all about love.
That's my mission statement.
It's all about love.
Love.
Conor.
Yes, mate.
What would you like to review? What would be your score for Once Upon Time?
I'm going to give it a 4. Plus 4.
Oh my god.
8 in space.
Really, an 8?
Yeah, I loved it.
So, but you gave
it.
the Halloween Apocalypse a 7.5.
I know. I agree.
So you agree this is better than Halloween Apocalypse?
Just because I think it's just a lot better written than it is.
Yeah, all right. I'll allow it.
But I didn't enjoy it as much as last week. I believe I gave it an 8.5.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, totally still stand by my ratings. I think it's so much better written than Halloween Apocalypse. Halloween Apocalypse was more fun, but I can't deny it. I can't let that slide. So I know I said I definitely think this one's better. So I think Halloween Apocalypse is better. But I think we're talking like rating wise, like if we're talking about writing and directing, which is kind of what I try and do with my scores and stuff. I definitely think this deserves a higher score.
I'm going to give this the most specific rating I've ever given an episode.
Yeah.
6.9.
A 69.
A 69. That's right, because I like that Dr. Yaz action. Give me more.
Remember when Xavier gave Good Man Goes to War pie?
Oh, yeah. Fucking Zave.
Zave, I thought you were going to say something like that.
What did Zave say for his review of the episode?
Oh, you were so harsh.
I know.
Grow the fuck up, mate. It's all right. It's so mean. What did she say? You're like, fuck off, mate. I mean, you were joking, but...
Yeah. I said, stop having a sook, mate.
I think it was meaner than that.
No, it was stop having a sook, mate. What is it?
You said... yeah, because they were always like fucking... Yeah, you did. All right, I take my statement back.
What did Zave say?
You said... All right, he said... Xavier types too fast. He said... where are we? He said, status report... It's all spectacle with no substance.
Yeah, that's how he said.
And you said, stop being a sook, mate. And I just laughed at it. It was like, lol, that's funny.
6.9. Because I think it was good. I think it was experimental. Such an interesting way of doing Doctor Who.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know if it has a lot of rewatch value because it is very much just a part of Flux, whereas War of the Sontarans, I think, is... You can go back to it all the time and, Doctor Who we like to rewatch. I love just throwing on a random episode. I just threw on Fires of Pompeii last night for no fucking reason.
I did see that.
This episode, I don't think I'll ever just be like, I'm going to just watch this episode, But I'll enjoy it as part of Flux, and I think it's a good part of Flux. So for that reason,
the Flux is
6.9. What did the Flux say? Yeah, cool. Next week is Village of the Angels.
Excited. And then it's the Survivors of the Flux.
And then we don't know what number 6 is. Apparently, chapter 6 got leaked.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently the title got leaked, and then people were like, "That's a spoiler title," and then it wasn't a spoiler. I don't know. We'll find out. It'll get released like this week. So.
Yeah, it'll get released this week, we assume.
What if it's called The Doctor's Parents?
Wow.
That's right. What if it's called Belle and Vinder Have a Child, and it's called The Doctor?
Maybe it is a bit spoilery. Who knows?
Who the fuck knows, man? Because I don't, and that's for
the
sure.
titles have been so good this season as well.
The titles is fucked, mate.
I really, really like the titles. Sorry, I said.
Oh, the titles.
Yeah, the titles. Have been
the
really
episodes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
this season.
dude.
I've really loved all of them. So hopefully they can.
Dope as
There's
fuck.
only one more to announce. Yeah, so hopefully that's a really good banging title as well.
I liked how when Vinder went in the TARDIS, it was still like on the side when he walked in.
He's still like, whoa!
What the fuck? Here's something I thought as well. You won't know this, but there was all this behind the scenes footage of when they were filming Liverpool, and it looked like Dan was drawing the TARDIS.
I did write that. I was like behind the scenes with the Dan BTS, John Bishop BTS, because that was the scene we saw him doing.
Well, no, because the scene that we've seen him doing was him joining the TARDIS. Well, it looked like. 'Cause it was the Doctor and Yaz
but it
being-
looked like, I remember because it was next to the dock.
It does. Yeah, I reckon they did it on
Not
the same
the
night.
Doctor, the dock, the
dock,
ocean.
yeah, the Liverpool dock.
The Liverpool dock. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But that scene, I reckon that'll be the last scene of Flux or something. Because I
Maybe.
reckon that's the Doctor being like, so, you know what? Want to
Bye,
stay around
Dan.
with us? Bye, Dan. You can go back to your normal fucking life.
I'm going to go see Di.
I'm going to go see Di. She's not dead.
If she died. So.
I died. But then the funny thing about that is that, and everyone thought it was a fucking, like, someone had fucked up. But the cardboard of, like, the interior of the TARDIS in the TARDIS was upside down and all that behind footage. Now it makes sense.
Of course.
Because it's like the door was, like, upside down maybe
Of
or
course.
something. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, thanks so much for listening. Be sure to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. And on YouTube if you want to watch the footage with the 50% Doctor Who podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And follow us on Spotify and Anchor and Stitcher and Google Podcasts.
Stitcher?
And maybe, I don't know.
Is that a thing?
Stitcher's a podcasting platform. I don't
Is
know if
it?
we're on there. I think we are.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
Hey, man, and send us through audio reviews.
Oh, yeah, and thank you
and
for
whatever.
3K plays.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
thanks,
really
fuck, man.
Thank
That
you
was
so
cool.
much. That's 3,000 people. That's
Yeah.
quite a lot.
No, and these last couple of episodes have gone down really well with you guys. You know, you guys seem to be liking them.
Thank you.
So, and thank you to any new listeners out there. We appreciate it. You love you. And onwards we go, kind of slowly creeping towards episode 100.
Shoot us a DM. Yeah, we were
Shoot us
talking
a
about it
DM.
last night. It's
Yeah.
quite close.
It's closer than I like to think.
Next year, quite early next year. So
Festive special this year. Cold War. That's what it's going to have to be.
yeah, that's funny. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's cold. Christmas.
Yeah, that's
cold.
the thing. I was like, we can either make it Rings of
Mark
Baccaton
Gates.
or Cold War. And I was like, we'll make it so it's Cold War because Cold War is
I
a
like
bit
that.
like...
Mark
it's fucking
Gates
snow.
script for Christmas. Why
yeah.
not? Why
we'll
not?
make it festive. We'll do it in person. We'll
Yeah.
film it. Have some like eggnog.
I'll bring the
vodka or
eggnog
some
again.
shit,
I
whatever
remember
we
that
had
from last year.
And maybe we'll have like a selection of... We'll just make it festive. All right?
All right.
I've got a couple of ideas of how we can make it a fun festive special for you all.
Cool.
So stay tuned for that one. Guys, it's been Aiden and...
Connor.
That was so lame.
Like Smosh. Shut up.
Thanks, guys. It's been Aiden.
And Connor.
And we'll see you next time with the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Conor, let's sing out in song, baby.
It's Aiden.
Oh, and you count us
Connor's-
down.
What? Sorry?
You usually count us down.
Oh, and a 1, and a 2, and a skiddly diddly do. It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. They're doing Doctor Who reviews. Doing Doctor Who review. Hey!
Bang!
It was
No.
supposed to say we're in person, so I forgot to count down. I was like,
Yeah, you fucked up, man.
sorry, man.
I'm going to go and edit and upload this
Who
now.
doesn't count down when they go to sing? Disgusting.
That's right. That's right. You guys listening and watching,
My
this was
mic is
recorded
so-
about an hour ago.
My
So,
mic is so,
your
like,
mic's fucked,
fucked.
man. All right, let's cut.
Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Suck my nut.